So what is up, guys? I thought I'd wait a little bit for some more cards to get revealed besides 2 cards from yesterday, but now we have 5 cards to go over, so that's more of a video to me at the end of the day, believe it or not. So without further ado, let's go over Prominence Glare. Once per turn, when your rear guard is placed from your deck, if your unit is Legion, counterblast 1 and discard a bluish flame, and it gets +1 critical. Obviously, the nerf was once per turn, so there's that. Obviously, this unit also becomes with glory effect, so you're legit pitching a G3 Legion that you need to re-Legion with to get your triggers back in the deck to just glorify an opponent. If it's worth it, I guess, if you have the pieces for it, I guess that's okay, but if you don't, then obviously it's an effect not worth it. The only good thing about it is the second effect is in Legion bound, which is CB1, retire Liberator, looking 4 cards to the top of your deck, and call Liberator. Pretty sure the other guy was the same way, except when he was Legion, he gained a crit if he called himself or Aglavale. So that was like the one difference between, but this one just becomes a personified glory. Regulation Liberator Aglavale. During your turn, if your Vanguard's a bluish flame, this unit becomes an 11k beat stick. When placed from your deck, so when placed from the deck, Soul Blast 1 to look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and add a bluish flame to your hand. So obviously this is how you get the card, but again, this costs CB, 2 CB, just to become a glorified glory. But you can definitely wait to do that effect. You just need to make sure you have the CB support. But BB has balance, so you'll be able to countercharge at least to kind of maintain the flow of Prominence Glare. In my opinion, that's the best way to kind of keep its composure. Just don't snipe your balance, just snipe more of your G3 so you can Legion them back, and so on and so forth. Yeah, I mean, listen, Prominence Glare was going to be Prominence Glare at the end of the day. I mean, there was nothing really busted besides maybe making him a 3 crit glory, which would have been interesting, but it says once per turn, so that is definitely not happening. I think they tried to plan for that, I guess. They didn't want like people to abuse it because of Aglavale and how Aglavale works, so I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want like more glory support or make Liberator stupid than they were. But this isn't like, this card is actually medium for ladder grind. It's not OP, which is nice. It's pretty much straightforward. I mean, it's pretty much a gambling tech where you need 3 crits to really kind of hit for one of the G3s. The positive thing about this is hitting G3s in your opponent's hands are always good because they can't re-Legion. But obviously, when you're fighting Bermuda, always assume they have G3s out the ass. You are not going to have a good time. And the way Legion works is, at best, your draw triggers draw your G3. So this effect kind of becomes pointless at a certain point in the game. So it's like, yeah, it's just, yeah. I mean, searching out a G3 with this, I mean, calling from the deck. You can do a Percival to kind of search out Prominence Glare. I guess if you're trying to push for damage. You just try to do like little things with this, if I can be honest. Actually, I don't know if Prominence Glare was bound by Liberators, because you were able to run Soul Fang, Silver Fang that was Soul Blast 2, draw 1 card, and I think you were able to retire it. If I'm not mistaken, but don't quote me on that. I'm just assuming that's what that was about. But this guy says target a Liberator. I don't know if Prominence Core was target any unit and then just call from the top 4 Liberator unit. Obviously, a Liberator unit you call from top 4, but you can retire anything unless they're both just limited to Liberators, which is fine. I mean, obviously they're the same kind of card, just one's upgraded with effect to gain a crit by discarding, and that could be not the best, but not the worst either, but definitely not there sometimes. Anyways, let's go over some Blaster Joker reveal. Yes, finally, freaking Blaster Joker got revealed, folks. So let's see how they did him for Zero's format. If your unit is Legion, so this is continuous. Soul Blast 2, Counterblast 2, lock a Starvader, discard a Starvader, lock all of your opponent's rear guards, and retire your opponent's Legion mate. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, put a card with the same name as your Vanguard from your hand into your soul to get +1 critical. So as you can tell, the second effect isn't bound by Legion, so you can actually put crit pressure early if you so want to. It's kind of like a Persona Blast at best, a Persona Soul. So you're able to put a copy of this, and then obviously, guess what? You're going to be able to Soul Blast 2. When you're in Legion, you can Soul Blast 2, and then it just goes to drop at the end of the day. stuff like that. But looks like their solution was you need to have a card on board. You have to have a Starvator on board. You need a Starvator in your hand, and you got to be able to lock that Starvator and then pitch a card. So it minuses the CB3, which makes it kind of like CB3 because you have to do a lot of setups for this. You have to lock a booster, number 1. You have to discard number 2. And that means you need a unit that can actually swing at an 11k beat stick without the need of a booster. That's number 3. So obviously you try to set up those columns properly, but keep in mind you are pretty much pitching a card after doing this effect, but it's locking everything for a turn, and that's not really bad at all. And he can go critical. Silence, Starvator of Silence, Dilaton. When placed, if your unit is Legion, and your opponent has 2 or more lock cards, add a Starvator Blaster Joker for me. So kind of this is like a way, I mean, interesting enough, even though this is a rare, this is kind of like a way to kind of go for the crit play, but also to refresh your hand. Sure, you're not getting a G2 with that hand, but you're able to get an extra card if needed to do plays. That's the big end game for this card. Obviously, I think this card has to be run due to the fact you need card advantage. This card adds a card after you pitch your card, so you can at least have 1 extra card in your hand to fight with after next turn and do some big plays. So that kind of helps you. Obviously, this looks for Starvator Blaster Joker. So obviously it looks for the Legion too. So if you wanted to re-Legion after Soul Blasting too, you can also do that. But this card's important in the sense that, yes, this adds an extra card to your hand without a CB cost, as long as there's 2 lock cards or you did Blaster Joker's effect. That's what really is going to benefit Dilation at the end of the day. I feel like you wouldn't run like a crap ton of them, maybe like max like 2. Because A, this card adds a card. That's good. So if you pitch the card and you save this, technically you'll be able to set up maybe like a column or 2 for 2 attacks on Vanguard, since you locked the front row. Well, you locked everything. So that's how you kind of get by with that. Obviously, you're locking a booster in the back. Could be behind the Vanguard, which we're about to go over here, Mr. Mayoron. If your unit is Legion, rest this unit and choose your Vanguard named Blaster Blade Joker. Starvator Blaster Joker, and it gets 10,000. So obviously, they want you to give your Blaster Blade Joker here, your Starvator Blaster Joker, 30,000 power, so he automatically swings with a crit to the face, so he doesn't need the extra oomph. There's a reason I say you can rest it. So that's nice. So pretty much it's a 30k unit swinging with a just 30k unit vanilla until if you decide to give him the crit, that's on you, so it depends. But yeah, I mean, that's what they kind of want you to lock at the end of the day. You throw this in the back of Blaster Joker, you do the rest thing, and then you're kind of set. Yeah, honestly, I think you're still running Magnet Hollow because, again, pitching G3s. You want to be able to pitch J3. I don't know. I don't think Cradle is a Starvator. I don't know if Reverse is going to be really good with this due to the fact that right now people are using World Peace here to discard their Reverse units to add pieces, fill up drop with extra heals, and then you Legion, obviously. I don't think that's going to fly with this due to the fact this guy is name restricted, so I think they thought about this card actually, just in case. They were thinking about using that Forerunner again. Now you can't because this card requires names. You need a name. And you need back row names too, but that's not really an issue. It's really the name of discarding a G3 Starvator. So again, if you're Legion, obviously you can place this first and add a Blaster Joker to your hand, which gives you a discard fodder for your Blaster Blade Joker play. I mean, if that's how it goes. I mean, obviously you Legion, and then you play this, and then you can do the effect, lock a card, then lock everything, so on and so forth. I mean, there's lots of ways to play Blaster Joker. I mean, you could technically run World Peace if you want to, because technically this can search out a Blaster Joker once you Legion. And this actually, believe it or not, is for any type of Legion unit. So say you're running Garnet Star or something, you're running this and you legioned and something. I mean, as long as they're Starvader legions, you can use this to your advantage and actually pull off some plays by adding cards to your hand. So that's really good. I mean, listen, you still could run World Line if you need it. This card is good enough as long as you have a Legion Starvader. You can pull off this play by adding Blaster Joker to your hand. Then it just comes down to actually having another copy of a Starvader unit in your hand to perform the play and having a back row, which all your G1s are going to be Starvaders at the end of the day anyways. So you're going to be good on the G1. G1s is set. Part 1 of Blaster Blade Joker's effect is set already. Your G1 lineup is all Starvaders. The only problem was the G3 lineup when it came to, well, mostly a little bit of the G3, depending on what your hand looks like in case you had to play your G2s. Obviously, you don't want to pitch your G2s. You want to keep the G2 so you have intercepts so your opponent can't attack you to, like, attack you. And that gives you more of that fodder of you can dodge an attack on your Vanguard for a turn, number 1. So you'd be safe for an entire turn, so you pretty much block the opponent for an entire turn when you do Blaster Joker, which is really good. I mean, that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to whatever G3 lineup you think of. I don't know. I feel like World Line could still be useful. I mean, adding pieces, adding Starvader cards. As long as you have this G2 to help you get another copy of this Blaster Joker in case you are going to do a couple reverse units or some crap. Obviously, Starvader Garnet Star is a thing. I'm pretty sure it's, yeah, because he legit fuses with Starvader Photon. So you can have Garnet Star, Legion for Garnet Star. Obviously, you could run Garnet Star because A, it's Photon, for Christ's sakes. Obviously, you could do the Garnet Star and do plays as well, since that is a Starvader. So you can run Garnet with this as the same Legion mate, Photon, so you'll be able to perform combo plays. Yes, so there's that. You just want to make sure you can pitch a card to discard a card. You really just try to maintain like card advantage too, because you're really just pitching a card just so you can get attacks on the Vanguard and you have intercept to block. Obviously, it locks 2 front rows, but obviously your opponent's not going to freaking fall for the Blaster Joker Legion effect if they're smart and leave at least 1 front row open and they attack slowly on the Vanguard. Obviously, they're not going to play a full board. They play a full board, they're stupid. Number 1. Don't play a full board against this. Obviously, don't. That's bad. Yeah. Like, seriously, that's just really bad. But all in all, these cards are looking really good. I mean, Marin legit turned into a Starvader. I mean, that's how it is. Good to evil. But not so bad, actually. I do like where Blaster Joker came from. I do like where these cards are going. Definitely, Dilation sets up some good plays to actually search out Blaster Joker after you freaking Legion with Garnet Star. Hypothetically speaking, you could run this due to running Garnet Star and Blaster Joker. So technically, you have a chance to do a rewrite no matter what. You'll be able to rewrite a Legion with this, and you don't have to pitch a card to add a Starvader. Your opponent just has to have 2 or more lock cards. And with Garnet Star's effect is legit lock a front row and a back row, so you will be able to pull off Dilation at the end of the day. So that's good. Even with Garnet Star, you'll be able to do it. So that's good. You can pull this effect off with Garnet Star, pretty much, and get Blaster Joker to your hand if you needed them. You know, something around those lines. But yeah, that's about it for today. I just thought we'd do a big discussion on this. It is a big topic because through Blaster Joker. I mean, Liberators will do Liberators. These cards aren't unlocking the units, so it's not really a giant threat at the end of the day. But yeah, I think crit pressure might matter against Blaster Joker in my opinion, because you got a crit, because you have to leave a space open and you have to find a way to retire your opponent's rear guard so you can swing at Vanguard at the end of the day. Anyways, guys, that's all we have for you today. Y'all be good. Y'all stay safe. Thanks for watching. Peace out, homies. That's pretty much all we have for you. Tomorrow's reveal should be Perdition, I guess. I mean, they just gave us Blaster Joker. I think Perdition might be the last one standing. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.